Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back, guys. My name's Django from Django the Fitness Head Coach at this gym. Basically, I'm going to talk to you about a very common occurrence I get every day, or common question I get asked every day is basically, how do I get rid of my bingo wings? And basically, it's a very simple question to answer. So if you've got 2 minutes, have a listen in. All right. Now, place your hand on the back of your arm. Okay. Now, if you have a little feel, right, have a little grope on yourself. All right, give yourself a bit of loving. All right. Now, what you're going to notice, if there's a distinct lack of tone in the back of your arm, or obviously this part of the body here, distinct lack of tone where it's just no firmness whatsoever, or lack of tone, like I said, it basically means you need to start building the muscle around that area. Okay. Now, it's all good and well, you know, lifting small weights when you train your triceps, but you've got to understand, to appear more toned, or to appear sort of less wobbly and more toned, first things first, you've got to obviously be under a calorie controlled diet and establish a good routine with exercise to actually start developing and building muscle. But the problem doesn't stop there. Well, the problem doesn't always get fixed there. It's because most of the time when people, or women especially, lift weights, they shy away from lifting heavy weights to actually start developing the muscle. So you've got to understand, there's no point in lifting 2 kilograms over your head doing 100,000 reps to try and build muscle, because you're not actually applying the right stimuli to the muscle to actually grow and develop. So the simple answer to that problem is start lifting heavier weights. All right, and if you go to the gym and you're lifting weights, 2 kilogram weights, so you may as well just go shopping and carry a handbag, because that's all it's doing. You're carrying a lightweight as if you're going shopping. You're not going to get any benefit from it, so start lifting heavier. Okay, now I'm going to have Leah demonstrate you for a couple of exercises to actually show you how to establish some good technique and good form, and recuperate the muscles, same as you recuperate any other muscle in the body. All right, see what you think. So here's the first exercise you want to get started with. Now, you've got to bear in mind, you've got 3 different parts to your triceps. So if you want to actually get a good shapely tricep, you've got to do more than one exercise. So the first one to do is this one. So arms over your head. It's very simple, basic tricep extension. Okay, you're going to keep your elbows in, keep your arms above your head, and try and make sure you are lifting a considerable amount of more weight than you normally would. So if you lift to 6, maybe try a 12, or work up to a 12. All right. Now, really basically make sure your arms drop right behind your head, and you basically extend from there. Now, give us a quick demo from the side here. Now, notice as she goes down, she drops the weight right behind her head to get a full stretch and a full pull on the back of the arm. Okay, you've got to understand the tricep starts from here and goes down to here. So to build the whole arm, you've got to really put it through this full range of movement. All right, from the front again there, please. And obviously, when you start to get tired, a little technique, a little tip to consider is when you go down, you hold and count to 3. So if you're stuck between 8 kilograms and 12 kilograms and you just can't seem to get stronger to lift heavier weights, a little tip is basically to pause the weight behind the head for several seconds and then lift up there to engage more or recuperate more of the fibers in the arm. Simple. Second exercise, very straightforward, easy tricep dip. Okay, so you're going to place your thumbs to get started under the crease of your bum, slide off the bench or wherever you sat on, and basically start dipping. So you're going to keep your chest up, drop your hips down, and keep your body as close, keep your back close as you can to the actual bench itself. And yeah, as simple as that. Okay. Now, if you want to make it a little bit harder, obviously add more size to your triceps and get more definition. Obviously, if you want to train harder, lift some weights and put a plate on your lap. Not a plate, a weight plate, all right? And either a kettlebell or a dumbbell, and perform again 8 to 12 reps for 3 sets. Very simple variation for the tricep is basically using one of these TRXs or jungle gyms to again train the triceps. So Leah, give us a demonstration, please. So basically, use a bit more of your own body weight to actually put enough stress on the triceps to actually again develop it and make it grow. So all you do is grab the handlebars, lock your elbows in position, and just literally move your forearms up and down. Now, the further your feet go back, the harder it will be. The higher you are, the easier it will be. So more body weight you put into your triceps, the harder the backs of the arms are going to work. And this kind of stuff is amazing to actually build and develop the tricep, purely because you're actually adding enough stress to the muscle for it to obviously break down and repair and to go bigger and stronger. All right. And just lastly, I wanted to point out the myth in regards to actually lifting weights. Apparently, it makes you bulky. Now, it's it's an old wives' tale now these days. So just bear in mind that the female body doesn't have enough testosterone to get big and butch. People that take steroids, for example. Yeah, so that's not going to happen. So train with weights, and I promise you the results will speak for themselves.